Hello, my name is Amber Waters, and today I'm going to be talking about the Florida Digital Newspaper Library. This digital library is a collection that falls under the University of Florida's digital collections. The main purpose of this digital library is to provide access to the news and history of Florida newspapers across the state. It's also great for historians and genealogists and just anybody who's interested in reading and looking at older papers and new ones, because they are still digitizing as of today, with a few some have been uploaded as early as a few weeks ago. The funding for this digital library was made in part by Florida's Library Services and Technology Act, as well as the National Endowment for the Humanities, National Digital Newspaper Program, and Institute for Museum and Library Services. And also part of the funding has been provided by the University of Florida itself. A lot of the contributions when it first started were made by different organizations and libraries and different societies, genealogy societies and people like that were contributing and sending it across the state. It includes all 67 counties, and they started digitizing back in 2005 when they stopped microfilming. So that's how that got started. The statistics for it: there's over 412,000 items in this collection. There's also a like a Ask a Librarian. You can text and call or chat or email with them if you have any questions or need help navigating the collection. And they do have an FAQ page that's off their main site that does include the Florida Digital Newspaper Library, so they do answer some questions about that. They don't really say exactly who all can contribute, if like individuals can contribute or not. So kind of reading through it, sounds like it's mostly coming from the newspaper or themselves, or from the Florida Press Association, who's also a big contributor to the content and the ongoing adding of the content. So just kind of give you a quick little overview of how to navigate this site. I'm going to do a quick search for a particular paper. And you can see there's all the different results. You can see the different terms that it's matched from just by that basic search. They do give you the option for an advanced search and a text search. So under the advanced search, you can search by these different fields. You can add different terms to really drill down. You can also search by the date range of the publication, or if you have a single date range that you know of, you can do that as well. The text search will look for certain phrases or key terms that are found in the text of the paper itself. So just doing a basic search to go back. I'm going to click on one of the titles here, and you can see all the information that they provide for this particular publication. They have the link, they have the different titles, the place of publication, the pub date, the language, different subject headings, keywords, things like that, who actually owns the items, where the records are found. Then once you click on the image itself, you then will see the digitized version of that paper. You can zoom in. You can actually see all the different images for each page if you like. So then you can just find the page that you're looking for and just click on it. You can view it as like a flip book, so like if you're actually holding the paper, it will flip through. And then from here you can zoom in and really get down into the nitty-gritty. You can then also print the page or print it as a PDF document, save it for later. And that's kind of the gist of this particular digital library. They don't say who actually hosts this, but I'm assuming it's the University of Florida, since they're the ones keeping it up. And I think it's a great digital library example, because especially now with the way news is changing and a lot of newspapers, local papers, are going straight digital, you're actually losing the print format. And an example of this is actually in my own hometown, where back in the early 90s we actually had a fire and we lost a big section of our papers from the early 1950s up until the 90s. So we had to rely on our community at the time to send in their personal copies, and they did, and then the newspaper was able to collect them and then later on send them to be microfilmed back then, which then was later digitized down the line. And then since then, my same local paper has closed down. So we've actually lost a lot of the online content that that paper produced, because the company that owned them decided to delete all that from their server space when they went out of business. So a lot of that is gone. So having the digitized versions is a great way to help preserve some of that information. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you give it a try. Thanks.